Well, hello everyone, and just as I promised that I shall make more videos of some of these audio Technics components that I do have here in my room that I occasionally do listen to. And as you all know, due to this coronavirus pandemic that is going on globally, across the globe, across the world, we are pretty much all locked down in our houses, in our rooms, in our condos, and I do hope everyone is safe and sound, and please do stay home. As you can tell, I do have a lot to do. I got all my CDs, tapes, DVDs, Blu-rays and whatnot ready. So I shall try to do something with my free time, with all this free time that I have on my hands right now, and just make more videos. What else can I do? What else is there to do when you're sitting at home and just basically waiting? There's nothing else you can do. There's not much you can do unless government or whoever allows us to, and if we figure out that we can actually contribute to this coronavirus relief and stop this from spreading. So I did say that I will talk more about DAT, digital audio tape, which is none of these here. This is the regular one, standard analog tape deck, 965 Technics, and that's the RSDC8 DCC deck. We shall talk about those some other time. I've covered those in my previous videos, so you can check them out. I have even spoken about the CD player, SLPS900. I did talk about this monster amplifier, SUV900. I got my Apple laptop here just to support us in this video, and we shall talk more about this one, SV-DA10 DAT deck, or audio tape deck, whatever you want to call them. I mentioned it before. This is really a nice one. Technics did make it in black as well, and also in that chocolatey black. And also it was branded as Panasonic on some markets. And the professional series models that were used in studios, recording studios, those were, like I said, branded Panasonic, and their model designation was like SV, I believe 3500, 3700, 3800, 3900, 4100, and I'm not sure, I think there was even like 33 and 3200. I don't even know. There was a lot of those models, different variations. Those professional series models, they had those, they call them rack ears that are on the side. Oh yeah, as you can tell, I have my gloves because, coronavirus stuff. You need to protect yourself and those that are very dear to you. So use your masks. This is how you use the mask. I'm pretty sure you have seen a lot of wrong ways how people are putting masks on, but the 900 model did it right. Anyway, this is the one I actually pulled off the shelves that I didn't really use for a year, and it kind of got stuck. It would take the tape in, but it wouldn't go into play and fast forward or reverse. I'm sorry. So I looked it online, and I found the common problems for it. I managed to clean it and to fix it up, so it's back to its up and running condition. Thanks John from YouTube. He actually gave me valuable advice how to fix it up. So right now it goes into play. I'm not going to bother to play music loud, and because this video is more kind of narrative, where I'm trying to talk about and narrate about this model here. So as I was saying, Panasonic models, they were mostly used in studios. Therefore there was those rack ears, so they can be rack mounted, and they could stack up more of those, because as you know, when they're making those studio master copies, at the same time they try to produce at least 2, depending on studios, but there's up to, I don't even know, 8, 10 and more copies that they would make just to have the master copies in the studio for the fur reproduction. This was for the home use, this model here. It did have a recorder and all that, but the inputs in the back, as opposed to the professional series models that used to have the XLR balanced inputs and outputs, digital ones, several digital ones and whatnot. This has the RCAs for the analog in and out, has optical in out and coaxial in out as far as digital ones go. I did like the Panasonic one as well, because they were more of a professional series, so they were kind of cool because they had color-coded play, record, stop buttons and whatnot, which is cool, kind of. Also the 3900 model was very different. It did not have this this jog, shuttle, whatever they call it, fast forward, reverse button, or how should I call it, wheel. But it did have all that and more of those commands on a remote control that was actually wired. It wasn't wireless. It was wired directly in the back of the component, so it was sitting closer to the mix pult, so it was easier for the audio sound editors to and engineers to actually operate the machine. This one does have the remote control. It's wireless, as you can tell. This is where the receiver is for the infrared, and I mean, it's nice. Has a very good sound qualities, very low distortions. Signal to noise ratio is high. The high dynamics. It is just a one hell of a machine. I'm not going to go too technical into those details. You can find them online. But just an interesting thing. This one actually had a frequency response 2 Hz up to 22 kilohertz, which is the widest one. Because Panasonic models, they either had 10 to 22 or 2 to 20. Panasonic models also had different digital to analog converters and analog to digital. So those are the basics, the differences. What really mattered is how they sound, and they sound just great. If you get a very good signal to it, high quality sound, like I do, I've recorded this in a 48 kilohertz sampling mode. But if you get a signal from a very good quality CD player, like the one I have here, that's a very good one. It'll give you some really decent results. Regardless if you use the digital or analog outputs and you're connecting it to this machine, the performance is absolutely great. Now what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna finish up that cleaning that I've started. So I'll go and clean the head. Not really the way people would recommend you, because the best way to clean these is to fully service it, open it up, service the mechanism, service the head, the pinch rollers and whatnot, the tape mechanism that is actually picking up the tape, similar to the VCR player, and kind of trying to wrap it halfway around that rotating head, or should I say heads, because it's actually two of those recording and playback. And the best way is to clean it with the isopropyl alcohol. You take the little swab and just soak it into the isopropyl alcohol. And I have these cartridges. This is the HP one. That's for data backup. I didn't open it, but I bought the it came with the cleaning cartridge, which is really cool, because this is what I'm planning to do now. Clean this head and let's see if there's any difference. Of course, you won't be able to tell that via YouTube, and but I shall do it anyway, because it's mine as well. We are under the lockdown. There's nothing going on, so let's clean this head. These are kind of the way they're packaging these things. It is impossible basically to open them up, even though they would put those little like the tabs that you pull on, but they usually just break off. So you have to figure out, kind of use your nails, teeth and whatnot just to open it. Unfortunately, I cannot open this for the life of me. So yeah, this is just, that's horrible. I mean, it's great, but it's horrible. I'm glad the packaging is so good, because it'll help it stay sealed for a longer period of time. But yeah, I really wish I could open it. Oh well, I guess I'm not cleaning in this video. So this video is going to be just a little introduction of the DAT. And I don't know if I mentioned in my previous video when I talked about the amplifier, but what I want to do is on this one, the next time I open it up and do some detail cleaning and servicing, I've already found online this beautiful display that is kind of cool, and it does kind of match the LEDs that are on the SUV900, so it kind of blends in nice. But it doesn't blend in nice with the white bluish display on the rest of the Technics components. So my goal when I start servicing it, and like I said, I already found it online, is to replace the display. And the one I want to use is not going to be from the let's call it Black Series, or should I say K Series, that's the designation, of the Technics SV-DA10, but to get it from the more than likely SV-3700 or 3800, which are very much alike and similar to this model, and those are the Panasonic models. Now those displays are really nice. They're very much like the ones I showed you on the other components, and they will blend in with those nicely. And the difference is that those components, as you can see, starting at minus 12 decibels here, is the let's call it red zone. Well, on that one, it's white or bluish. So the full peak meter is in, you know, unicolored white bluish color that I kind of like. So it's all going to be, I guess, nice, different. I don't know. I like this one as well. I wish I could have the both options, but I had this one for a while and I kind of got, you know, tired of it. So I shall replace it, use a different one. So next time I make a video, well, not next time, but in the near future, I hope, as soon as this these crazy times are gone, and I can get it shipped here, I shall do that. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna make another video of cleaning the head. So let's call this part 1, and we're gonna have a part 2 soon. So stay tuned.